took the razor, and the lady, she looked like she was leaving, and I didn't know where she was going. But she came back, and I said, she says, before you do not want to do that. You do not want to take the razor. You do not want to cut. And you just want to think about what you're doing. Because you could be in some horrible places you don't want to be. And you might be in minutes, but it seems like every one episode's about 10 minutes or so. So I said, what's your name? She says, I cannot tell you my name, but in time we will bump into each other. And I cannot tell you anything about what's going to happen to you because it will probably impact your life too much. She says, just go home and study it. So I'm going home thinking, what is going on? Is this really real? Do I really believe this girl? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I take the razor blade and I try to squint, and I say to myself, well, a couple little boxes in the follicle. Maybe if I just hit it carefully, I'll only be a couple minutes on the other side. And as I slice into the follicle, next thing you know, I'm transported. Now I start shaking, and as I come to, I'm in a cold place. I'm in Siberia. Now what in hell am I doing in Siberia? Now I look down at my arms and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to be in this about 10 minutes. So I gotta figure out your situation. I'm in Siberia. I see these big ass trucks over here. I see trucks over there. I see it looks like a training base or something. And I look down at my arm and I look at the jacket patches, and inside my pocket is a notebook. And as I look in a notebook, it says, just in case you're seeing this now, you are a couple years into your future and you're in training to be the first North American treaty status Indian in space onto the visiting the International Space Station. So you're in Kazakhstan and you are training. Now some beautiful looking chick comes walking up to me, and she's speaking in Russian. I have no damn clue what she's talking about, and I said, hey, are you a cosmonaut? She said, you speak a Russian? And I said, no, I'm Canadian, I speak English. And she says, well, I speak English too, to train you people. So I say, seriously, I'm going to the International Space Station? And she says, yes, you are. And then I look at the time on my watch and I realize I don't have much time left. So I look at the follicle on my arm and I realize that there's 2 blocks remaining. So I say to myself, well, let's make the best of this. So she says, get into that machine. So I said, okay. So I get in the machine, and the machine, I get inside it, and there's a chair, and there's a stick, and she says, hit the button. And I said, what button? She says, the big button in the middle that's glowing red. So I hit the button, it flips me on my side, so my whole body is sideways, and all of a sudden it starts turning. Now it's turning, And now I'm hurting because the cheeks are puffing out. My blood's rushing to the bottom of my body, kind of thing. It just imagine it. And so the next thing you know, it stops. She says, "You have passed the test. In 2 seconds, you're going." And I said, "How can I pass the test?" And she says, "You've been training for months." So I realize I'm in deep crap now because I don't remember a thing what they taught me. So they slap on this helmet. Next thing you know, I'm in a big spaceship. A cosmotolative 6-engine thing. And next thing you know, I'm on a countdown timer. Now, I'm saying to myself, what in the hell have I got myself into as we blast off? Now I could feel the rumbling in my chair. I could feel the G-forces thousands of times like I was on a roller coaster. And I remember when I was at the exhibition and I was in one of those things that fling you to the side, and I felt so scared. I felt so scared because I thought, well, and of all the humans on Earth, I'm probably the one human with the biggest head on my shoulders, and I really thought my head was going to fly off. I was so scared. And I thought, this is different because now my head's going to snap back, and then all these other cosmonauts beside me, a couple of them, are going to be, oh my God, another Canadian, just forget it. So now I'm in the spaceship heading into orbit, and I'm about to, and it's weird because time speeds up. Even though it's 10 minutes, I've just went through all this, and next thing you know, I'm on a ship by the International Space Station. I could see it. It's out my window. I'm looking out there. They say, make sure you have your suit on because we can't dock. And I said, excuse me? She said, we can't dock. You have to spacewalk. It's all, you all trained for it. And I said, well, technically I didn't train for it. And they said, what? And I said, oh, yeah, I trained for it. Don't worry about it. Just tell me the buttons to push, and I'll figure it out, and we'll do it. He says, well, that's great because you have the suit on already, and we just depressurized right now, and there's basically open space right there. So as I pull myself out, and I look into deep space all around, and I see the stars crystal clear. I see them for, it seems like light years. And it's everything so crystal clear. And I see this big asteroid, and it flies right by me, and it's like a mile across. And I say, is that normal? And they said, that's very normal. That happens every couple minutes. We just don't tell anybody on Earth because they might just flip out. And I said, that's a mile across asteroid that wiped out the damn dinosaurs. And you're telling me that that's normal? I don't think that's normal. They say, don't worry about it. That's why we just move out of the way. And I said, how's the Earth move out of the way? And they said, listen, you signed all the confidential agreements that whatever you see up here, you don't say a damn word or we take your money away. Money? And I said, yeah, we're paying you like multi-millions of dollars to just keep quiet because you're a space tourist and you need a little compensation because it cost you $20 million Canadian just to get up here. And I said, how the hell did I come up with $20 million? We don't know. We received payment. So anyways, I looked down at my arm and my watch, and as I'm looking at the space station and the cosmonaut guy beside me, he's looking at me kind of weird, and the other cosmonaut, and I'm going, you're not a cosmonaut. And he goes, no. I'm American. I'm an astronaut. And as I look at the space station and we're floating there, they realize that I'm probably either a dumbass or I don't know, or don't know what I'm doing, so they grab me by the scruff of the neck and then they take some carabiners and slap them around them onto my carabiner holder kind of thing, and they say, as we're going to the International Space Station, he says, "You hungry?" I said, "Yeah, I'm really hungry." He says, "Well, eat when we get in the International Space Station. And by the way, you see that in the distance?" I said, "Oh my God, what is that?" I said, "That looks like a Death Star from the movie." And they said, "No, that's the moon." And I said, "Oh, like the moon? The moon around Earth?" They said, "Yeah, that's the moon." I said, "It looks a little different." And he says, "Well, you're looking at it from the side. And we're coming at it at about 20,000 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in miles per second or so. But anyways, don't worry about it. So, 20,000 kilometers an hour. And so I realize I'm floating in space at 20,000 kilometers an hour, and there's big objects, kilometer across, whizzing by every 2 seconds. And they're saying to me that that's normal. And anyways, I look at my watch and I realized that something's wrong because we're about a minute past. And I look at the follicle and it's grown another box. So we got 3 boxes. And I'm going, you know what? I don't want to really leave because I don't really want to leave. I don't want to leave because I don't know what's going to happen. This is kind of cool. So, the cosmonaut, as we're nearing this space station, he grabs my arm and instantly